Frank conversation continuing right now here on Your View News in Africa Channel 405 with Lieutenant General Khomotso Phahlane, former National Police Commissioner, is currently painfully sitting at home watching this whole thing happen, all these rumors and allegations, he says, that are going about without any substance of evidence or proof to link him to any wrongdoing, including this case that we are dealing with right now, which the courts have refused to take it out. They want you standing trial on this particular case, and you're saying it has got nothing to do with you. What are you being charged with? You're being charged with, all four of you, I believe, you're being charged with corruption, forgery, what else? You're being charged with uttering. I'm not quite sure what uttering is, but maybe you will help me.
It's not true.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Yeah.
But I want to conclude what we were talking about. Why is it wrong for someone coming from the Northwest to come and investigate in Gauteng? Why is it correct when Phahlane is investigated by IPIT?
Yeah.
You go and get people from, what is it? The Western Cape.
Okay.
No. Why do you get people from the Western Cape?
I want us to get in there.
No, we are going there.
Because here's the reason. Major General Mabula, right?
No.
Major General Mabula, apparently he himself was being investigated by IPID, including some of his officers, Mandla Mahlangu and Timane Binang, I think.
But who's saying that?
If I'm correct, they were being hacked.
Yeah, but who's saying that the people that were made noise about the fact that they are not supposed to be investigating me? If you give me a chance.
You're saying these gentlemen that were investigating you, they were also being investigated by IPID?
They are. There is a case docket which is before the DPP, right, which is taking forever for the DPP to consider. And why is it okay for Phahlane to be investigated by people coming from the Western Cape, Kwa-Zulu Natal, Northwest, Gauteng, Limpopo? All that, it's a team that was assembled to focus on me. Unfortunately, some of those people were even withdrawn from investigating the Marikana massacre to focus on me. And 2 years, 6 months down the line, they still don't have anything. But it is so wrong to have the Northwest people doing an investigation.
Yeah, but why are those folks saying that they were death threats? Whether they were coming from you,
but
or where they were coming from.
Which death threat?
The two investigators that were investigating your case.
We must not.
It came out during that parliamentary portfolio committee meeting that they are death threats. That those who are investigating you are being threatened.
If we are able to read and listen, did you hear the public protector releasing a report following the complaints lodged by Cedric Nkabinde? In that report, the public protector said there is no substance to the allegation that IPIT investigators were threatened. The it's a finding, it's not an allegation that I'm making. It's there. Still, it is dispelled by a thorough investigation by the public protector to say this. They were coughing hot air when they were making that particular allegation.
How did it come about? Because one of the things that you presented there in Parliament was this thing that your bank accounts were intercepted, right? How did you come about to have those documents? Because those were documents that were used in the investigation. So,
which documents are you referring to?
Documents, you're in possession of documents relating to an investigation about you, and to prove that you presented this thing in Parliament, that your bank accounts were intercepted. And that could have only been information that was known by investigators at the time.
Was it presented by me, or was it presented by the team that was doing the investigation?
Well, it was presented in Parliament.
It was presented by the team that was doing
So you didn't have that information? You didn't have the
Well, I had access to it. It was made visible to me that this was was the case.
Right.
And by the way, those are my bank accounts.
Right.
Why am I not supposed to know what is happening in my bank accounts?
But
do I need to...
If you've got information about an investigation about you, I mean, is that how it happens?
Okay.
If you were investigating me, would I have access to that information of your investigation?
Can I answer you? I have information about the car which was investigated. Am I correct?
Yeah.
The one that came from Durant.
Yeah.
Including the fact that I registered. Is it wrong? Is it wrong?
That is information that is at your disposal, not information that's coming from a police investigation.
But I have information that relates to my own account.
Yes.
It can be wrong.
That is the information that is at your disposal. I'm saying if you have information at the disposal of the police, is that wrong?
If the information is
in possession of the police and it comes to you and you're the subject that is being investigated, is that wrong?
I really don't understand. Don't confuse me. I'm asking any information that relates to my person, to my accounts, why is it wrong to have it at my disposal?
Simplify it this way. You are conducting an investigation about a subject.
Yeah.
As you are conducting an investigation about a subject and you're probably planning a raid, the subject already knows when you're going to come because the subject now has got information about the investigation.
It was never the case in my case.
Right.
I got to be told, for example, when people were sitting in my office to say there's going to be a raid, but you and your colleagues already knew about it. The media was already parading at the house. Why don't you ask, how did the media know even before I was notified that there is going to be a raid at my house?
So you're saying that information was leaked to the media and in that similar way was also leaked to you?
No. Why do you protect the media's issue?
No.
Mentioned even before me.
Yes.
The media got hold of my records even before I became aware of them.
Right.
Why is that correct?
I'm saying, you're saying today that information was leaked to the media. I'm not saying it's correct.
And,
right?
Yeah.
I'm saying that information was equally also leaked to you.
Leaked to me by who? It can't be leaked to me. What belongs to me can't be leaked to me. I've got access to my own records, including my bank accounts and so on. So it can't be wrong if I've got my own information. Really?
It's your own information.
It's my own information. Whoever is investigating me is within their right to apply to have access to that particular information.
All right.
There is no issue about it.
So the Independent Investigative Directorate and the SAPS making then those claims of death threats, interference and allegations of capture by private individuals as you were facing off in Parliament. What was your beef with IPID?
Thabo, you are jumping too much. Some way I thought we must deal with this thing of the charges that you were reading, which are wrong. No, I'm not going to move away. We go there.
Okay.
Because it's recent.
Corruption, fraud, forgery, and uttering. Is that what you're charged with?
I was never charged with such.
Okay.
That was a case that was opened. The allegation against me is that as an accounting officer, I failed to report irregular expenditure.
Okay.
Where is this so-called irregular expenditure coming from? It is alleged the company that was awarded the contract in Gauteng for the blue lights did not have a tax clearance. Secondly, there was an allegation that some invoices were paid twice.
Yeah.
But if you listened, there was one of your people in court who came to misrepresent the facts. In court, accused number 1 and accused number 8, who happens to be the owner of the company as well as the company itself, charges were withdrawn against them. Why were they withdrawn? Because it has been proven that the allegation of tax affairs not in order, as well as the dual pay.
You were aware of
why must I be aware? And this is what...
No, I'm saying of the blue lights contract. You were not aware of it at all.
I was aware that Gauteng has got a blue light contract, but I've got nothing to do with the awarding of that particular contract. It's a transaction between the provincial commissioner and the head of supply chain management. I don't sit on the panel. I don't sign any of those contracts. When the transactions relating to that contract were taking place, when the payments were made, I am at home from the 1st of June 2017. What is my relationship with that?
I mean, what you're seemingly saying here is that all these investigations, all these reports that seemingly link you with all these dealings are a lie. And so why would somebody want to concoct such a lie about you and construct it in such a way that all these reports would seem to point to a fact that you were involved in some way or the other?
You see, the first mistake that you are making, and I appreciate you, Thabo, I don't want you to mislead the nation.
Yeah.
If you say all these reports that link me,
Yeah.
tell me which one is linked.
Well, I mean, we've spoken today about the CPN report.
But I told you that there is no...
The IP, yeah, no,
wait,
I understand.
wait,
We've spoken about the
I
IP
told
report.
you that that particular report
Yeah.
makes no reference to any wrongdoing
No, but
on
yeah,
Phahlane's part.
Yeah, it says, as I said, why did Phahlane buy supplies that should have been
But
bought
what
from
are you
the
looking
budget?
at? That's not the report that you're
CPN,
talking.
it's a
No,
CPN
it's not. That's not the report. If you
is the
look
CPN
at
report, that's what I'm
the
looking at.
report, no, you are.
But concepts, excerpts of the report.
No,
that's what I'm looking at.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
That report, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
You will find nowhere where it is saying that Phahlane was wrong in this. There is absolutely nothing like that. When it comes to the allegation on the so-called sponsored cars, those that have been running this narrative to date have failed to prove their allegation in court. That's why that matter is withdrawn. Whether it's provisional or what, we have been saying, bring it, let's have it. It's not there. Now we talk about the blue lights. Where's with the blue lights is that the case against the company and the owner has been withdrawn.
Right.
The
so
only people
the
that you are
case is
having
going
there,
on
let me
in January,
conclude.
because I am out of time.
The only
so I'm going to
people
let
you
go.
have there as hunting trophies are the generals and the brigadiers who are there. Who the defense was asking, if you have withdrawn this case against accused number 1 and 8, why do you still keep them here? What is the charge?
Yeah. So
if you were to ask me, I don't even know what
when
the
the
charge
case
is.
goes on in January or whenever next year,
It's March 17th of March.
March next year,
Yeah.
we are going to learn that Khomotso Phahlane didn't do anything wrong.
Even if this case can go on for 10 years, they must go and get more forensic investigators. They must put more investigators. You will not find a link there with me. There is absolutely no link.
Lieutenant General
Let's go to
Khomotso
court.
Phahlane. He is the former National Police Commissioner. That's where we're going to leave it this evening here on Frank Talk. Up next, we'll, of course, update you on what's happening in the news, and then we'll have that Africa Roundtable. It's your view on Newsroom Africa, Channel 405.